Alrighty guys, today I decided to make another Chambers of Xeric video. This one is going to be a little more educational. It's not going to be a guide, but I figured I'd just like add some useful knowledge in here throughout the video for each room. This is going to be a full layout raid, so every room possible is going to be in this raid, and it's a good amount of points, a good 48,000 points, I think. So I think it'll be nice to just kind of explain some of what I'm doing, whether it's perfect or not. So yeah, let's get right into it. All right, so this is Tekton, if you don't already know. He is weak to crush, so here in a moment I will be switching my combat style to crush. I'm just unloading couple Dragon Warhammer specs to reduce his defense, because Tekton is very tanky. If you don't land specs, the fight can take a while, because every time he goes back to that anvil there, he's gonna heal. So I'm just kind of moving with a tile in between. I'm just walking around while these balls of fire. Never stand still here. So when he comes back, even though I'm using a stab weapon, it's on crush, because it's gonna do more damage consistently. It's gonna hit more if it's on crush, even though it's a lance. So that's kind of just what I'm doing here. So the strategy that I'm using is just running counterclockwise, and I'm moving, as he faces me, I'm kind of just moving out of the way. If he attacks and doesn't register that you were in front of him, he's gonna go back to the anvil. So you want to make sure you're timing it so that his attack animation is like starting as you're moving to the next side. He's gonna go back to the anvil. That's just how that works. But he will just immediately walk back to the anvil if he does not register you in front of him. So make sure you are just kind of timing it. Just watch how I'm doing it. This is just a very easy way to do it, and it's repeatable for every single time you fight him, no matter how tanky or scaled he is. All right, so this is the crab puzzle. It's not actually all that difficult. I'm definitely fumbling a lot here, and it can be annoying. Once you get used to it, though, it's one of the fastest rooms. Good points. It's just pretty easy. I'm using a plugin. There's a lot of plugins. You can look up just look up Cox in the plugin thing on RuneLite, and you'll probably find multiple plugins for stuff like the crab. You could look up like crabs. I think there's a crab helper or something. But yeah, so you get these crabs, and you stun them using a hammer. You can right click smash on these crabs, and you want to make that ball hit each of these crystals with a different combat style. So the black crystal is gonna be a white ball, so you just don't hit the crabs at all. And then the yellow one is gonna be mage. So you just equip your mage weapon, smack one of the crabs. Here it kind of sucks because it turned red, so when you have to like time your stunning so like it doesn't turn the ball red when you don't want it red, or you can just hit it again with your mage weapon. Once I finally decide to do it correctly, with a lot of fumbling, blue makes yellow. Blue is mage. Blue makes yellow turn white, which is good. And then the purple crystal over there is ranged, as you guys can see. So you just turn the crab to green using ranged, and then the blue one up at the top there, cyan, that's gonna be red. So you just stun the crab, basically turn the ball red. Alright, so this next room is the ice demon room. So just gonna grab a tinderbox and an axe and pretty much just start chopping down these trees here. I'm just gonna be going over there to make a little space in my inventory, but you can have a stack of 28 wood from these trees and you pretty much just put it on those braziers. Try and avoid putting it on the ones with the little like ice fiends or whatever the fuck they are. Just stand on there because it makes your wood less effective. So just go put them on the empty braziers and the ice demon will thaw out and awaken. Alright, so with the ice demon thawed out, most effective thing to use on it would be fire spells. It's weak to fire, and you'll see I just absolutely shred it. You want to pray range, because if you don't pray range, he's gonna dump a bunch of ice that also does good damage to you. You can dodge it, just kind of keep moving. You can dodge the snowballs and stuff and the ice, but praying range makes it easier. So this room is the Lizardman Shamans. It's the same exact thing that you would fight in the Kebble's Lowlands, trying to get your Drag Warhammer. Same creatures, you just don't have the Shazian armor to save yourself from the poison balls and stuff. Yeah, you just kill those. I am definitely overcomplicating it in this. Stay next to walls as you would in fighting any shamans. That'll prevent them from jumping. You can save spot, such as like what I'm doing in this, or I was doing. You can save spot, but for the most part, just kind of stay next to walls. Just keep moving. Don't ever be on the same tile for long, because those poison balls really hurt, and if both of them shoot those at once, you can easily just get one shot. So just be very careful and just take those out. These are gonna drop you some seeds, which you will use to do your farming and stuff, or potions, which I do not show in this video, I believe. But yeah, you can make your brews, you can make overloads, pretty much everything with those seeds. So yeah, just very simple. Avoid the little purple guys that spawn, because they blow up, do like 10 damage each or whatever. It's not like that much, but it you know, definitely adds up, and easy to just like avoid getting hit by them. Alright, so here I'm just killing some scavs and grabbing some secondary resources, just to make my potions and stuff for the rest of the room. Alright, so this next room is definitely one of the more annoying ones if you mess up. It's the vanguards. So basically, you're gonna wanna attack all of these vanguards with the combat triangle. So you can see the one highlighted in red there. That's the melee one. You're just gonna mage. The green one's the ranged one, which you're gonna melee, and then the blue one is the mage one, which you're gonna range. I'm using the Cox Vanguard plugin. You can just get that if you want it highlighted, but you don't really need it. It just helps, just like any plugin. But the trick here is to keep the vanguards all at a similar HP, because if they're if the difference of their HP is like 40%, so if you deal too much damage to one, then when they shuffle next, when they just do this right here, they'll just heal up to full, and you'll have to basically restart the room. So you want to make sure you're dealing damage to these guys equally, as close as you can. I'd recommend against using stuff like ruby bolts on these guys, because if you get one lucky hit, you might have to restart. That's happened to me a bunch, so I prefer to use blowpipe on it. But yeah, best thing to do in this room is just kind of stay on these corners and stuff. Don't get aggro of multiple unless you're safe spotting one like I'm doing here. But if you get all three of them attacking you, you're probably gonna die. They do a lot of damage. You can pretty much just wait for them to rotate on you. If you need to attack a specific one, you can, as long as you get to the side where they're going before the other ones are done moving, you'll be fine. But it's all about timing. Once you get it down, though, it's really not that bad. They drop overloads and whatnot, so like it's a good room to learn how to do at least. But yeah, it's not really all that complicated. Just pray the correct prayers, unlike what I was just doing there. Just keep them even, and you're golden. Alright, so this is the thieving room. It's very simple. You can either bring in a lockpick or get a lockpick from the scavs. Those just make thieving the chests a little quicker. You just here collecting grubs to fill 30 into that trough over there for that little alien scav guy to consume, and then he'll move out of the way of the door, and then you can leave. I have a Cox plugin. I think it's like a thieving helper plugin or whatever on RuneLite. You can just search thieving and you'll probably find it. It just kind of narrows down which chests have the bats in them. The bats give you extra points if you eat them while missing HP. The other green highlighted chests are just gonna deal a very minimal amount of damage to you. But yeah, this room's just easy. It's pretty quick, and it's one of the best rooms for points. So make sure you do your thieving rooms. Alright, so this next room is Vespula. It's honestly pretty easy. You're gonna want to make sure you um, look at the abyssal portal there, and you're gonna just kind of stand one tile to the right when you're looking at that portal of the one of the grubs there, just like I'm doing. You can mark the tile, whatever. But you're gonna use the redemption prayer. You want to make sure your HP is above 10 at all times. Every time you pop out of that little safe spot, because you're not gonna get hit while you're on that safe spot as long as you don't misclick. You want to make sure your HP is above 10, and then you pop out with long range on like whatever weapon you're using. Like I think you can use like crossbows. You can use. I'm using a sang staff right here. I think you use trident as well. But yeah, you want to make sure it's on long range, and you just kind of click on the portal there. You drag out and run back. As long as you're above 10 HP with the redemption prayer on, you will not die. And you just keep doing this. Make sure you have extra prayer pots. Like, you want to make sure you have enough to like get through this, especially if your damage is a little bit lower. It'll take longer. So you want to make sure you are good on resources there. So prepping before this room is not a bad option. Alright, so this is the tightrope room. It's very simple. Basically just kill both the majors, then kill both the rangers. Pray accordingly. Recommend just using a blowpipe or whatever range weapon you have on them and take them out. They can hit very hard through prayer, so you want to make sure you keep your HP like above 30, and you'll be golden. I think the ranger max hit is 21. I don't remember the mage one. Either way, just take it at 30 plus health, you'll be good. You can run across that tightrope before killing all of them, but it's highly not recommended because they will hit you, and when you reach the other side, all of those damage numbers will one-shot you. So yeah, they'll all happen at once. So you don't want to do that unless you do special tactics like using like phoenix necklaces and whatnot, which I'm not getting into this as this is not one of those videos. But yeah, you just, once you kill those, grab that little stone thing there, and that is how you open the exit door. You'll just run over there and just interact with the door, and it will clear up the barrier. So this room is the Guardian's room. You're just gonna equip your pickaxe, make sure it's set to smash. Pray piety or whatever offensive melee prayers you can pray. Super combat, all that stuff, and you're just gonna walk back and forth and hit this. I'm kind of just like doing a pointless, just like really quick intensive method of killing these because I feel like it. But you can just kind of see the tile I'm moving back to each time, and you just kind of time it. So basically you run up to the Guardian and then you walk back before it does anything, just like that, just nice and slow. What I'm doing on this one right now is kind of preserving stamina since I'm low. You can click one forward from that starting tile, and then just click it and then click back, and you won't go through stamina. You can actually regen stamina there, or stave in. So when you're running low on stamina, just step a tile forward and then attack and step back. You're just doing this over and over. You can pray melee, but you can still hit through prayers and stuff. So like, just do offensive prayers and you're golden. Just step back. Once you get the hang of it, it's really easy. They drop seeds and whatnot. And then this room is Vasa Mysterio. You're pretty much just gonna run in here, go on next to her. She's gonna stun you, and she's gonna like throw out these little blue bomb things, and it's gonna deal a lot of damage to you. So make sure you're nice and eaten up. It's unavoidable. And yeah, just eat up. I tend to tick eat that because I'm pretty sure it can one-shot you. You just gotta kind of time it when the balls are like falling on you, and then it's just prey range and just keep moving away from those balls that are attacking you. And then when she goes to a crystal there, you're gonna just stab the crystal. Best stab weapon you got. Stab the crystals. Make sure you're praying piety, and you want to try and get those because that's how the boss heals. If you don't get it in time, you know, a good chunk of healing will be done to the boss. So you want to try and get that as much as possible, and you're just gonna keep weaving attacks in, dodging, keep moving, and the stun attack with the massive mage damage can happen any number of times. You're just pretty much gonna do the same thing you did going in. There are ways to like avoid that damage, but again, I'm not really gonna get into that right now. There's like a method when you like originally run into the room where you can like shoot it from using a long range weapon and like leave before it has the chance to teleport you, and then like go back in. But yeah, there's definitely guides out there for that, and this is not one of those. But yeah, so it's not really all that bad. It's the scariest part is almost getting one shot by the unavoidable magic that she does. So like you're good once you can get past that, and you just DPS it down as I am doing, and getting those crystals down, and that's the entire room. Vasa drops overloads and whatnot, so you know it's definitely another good room to learn and get good at. Alright, so this here is the final boss, the Great Olm. Basically, to start the phases, you're just gonna smack the melee hand, which is, you know, when you're facing Olm, it's the right hand. And you're gonna smack it with your spec, your Dragon Warhammer or Bandos Godsword spec. And then you're gonna move in and start doing the mage method, which you can find videos on running the mage hand and whatnot for solos. This is not a guide, once again, so I'm not really gonna go in depth, but the simple version is you're just kind of moving where the head is not facing, and you won't take any damage if done correctly. And you're just gonna do that for the entire fight. Make sure your prayers and stuff are on point while you're setting it up. Once you're actually in rotation properly, you can just deactivate your overhead prayer and just kind of pray your offensive prayers. It's pretty easy once you get used to it. Even with mess ups, this method just makes it so you don't go through any bruise. You're just once you get used to it, it's just kind of mandatory, especially if you start doing challenge mode runs or like scaled raids. I have done it without doing all this, but I was like lucky and had very few switches and a lot of resources, so it's definitely worth learning. So yeah, you can use Sync Solo Guide for Chambers of Xeric. I highly recommend it. It's really good. It's definitely old, but it stands up. It always will. It teaches you just about everything you need to know. And so here, once the mage hand is dead, then we're going to move on to the melee hand. Melee hand, there's techniques for that as well to reduce damage significantly. This video I'm going to be using the 3-to-1 method. There's also, you know, a 4-to-1 method, a 1-to-0 method. Basically, 3-to-1 method is getting 3 melee hits onto the melee hand. And then Olm only gets 1 hit on you. So if you're doing it properly, 3 hits on your part and then 1 hit on his part. Same thing with 4-to-1, 4 hits on your part and then he only hits you once. And then 1-to-0 would be you're hitting once, he's not hitting at all. There are guides for all of these, definitely plenty of them. Sync Solo Guide is really good. Once again, it's just, it'll get you clear in these raids, no problem. But yeah, you're basically doing the same thing, just staying out of the way of the head and getting in as much DPS as you can. 4-to-1's a little harder than 3-to-1, but it's really quite the same. Just a extra step to get it set up. But yeah, this you're gonna want to learn these if you're gonna be sending a lot of solos, because it reduces the amount of food you use by a lot. And then here in between each hand phase here, you're gonna have crystals falling. All you're gonna do is just move away from where the shadows are. That's quite simple. And then once the next phase begins, the hands will pop up. I just pray range, or not range, I pray mage and get ready to spec. I do drop 1 spec, run to the left, and start running the mage hand again. This is going to be the same exact fight as the first phase. Nothing changes at all. The third phase is when stuff is going to change, which I will talk about once we get there. And then one thing I forgot to mention, all those specials you're seeing, so you saw the poison trail, and I don't remember if there was a firewall yet, and like crystals being thrown out and blowing up. Those are all special attacks. They'll happen throughout the entire fight, every single phase, and I'm not really going in depth on those, but they do exist. The portals as well, you just kind of stand on the portal, the other portal. In the solo the portal will be somewhere in the room. In multiplayer raids, the portals will be attached to players. So you'll just kind of stand where the player is, which is usually on the thumb. That's usually the meeting spot. But yeah, so that is a thing. Definitely useful to keep that in mind. And then for the flame wall, if you happen to get trapped in there, definitely eat up or use a water spell. You can click a water spell on the flame wall to escape and get out, because once it procs, you're going to take a lot of damage. And then you can also, if you forgot water spells randomly, you can actually get a gourd with water. Same ones you make potions with, and you can use that. You can use any water source to break that flame wall. If you're doing these methods of running the head properly, you'll never get trapped in flame walls. So like and if you do, like, it's not that big of a deal as long as you have water spells or anything like that. Even if you don't, just eat up, eat it, whatever you gotta do to survive. Yeah, so I'll just let this play. Alright, so this is the final phase, or not actually the final phase, it's the third phase, final hand phase. You're just going to dump all your specs on the melee hand and start running like you would with the other phases. The difference between this phase and the last phases is if you kill one hand without the other one being close to death, you'll have to just restart the fight, because you need to kill them both at around the same time. If you kill the mage hand is going to have a little bar that shows, it's basically a timer that shows you when it's going to respawn, and if that fills up before you kill the melee hand, it will respawn and you'll have to start that hand from scratch. So you want to make sure you kill them at roughly the same time. So I like to get the mage hand down to about 1 to 2 hits, and then once it's there, I start on the melee hand and get that down. And you want to kill the melee hand first, because there is a defensive ability he has where he'll put up like an hourglass, which you'll see during this. And if you hit the melee hand, instead of taking damage, it's gonna heal. So you can get fucked over if you heal it instead of killing it, if you decide to kill the mage hand first. So kill the melee hand first, and then you don't have to worry about that at all. And once you hit both of these hands and kill them both at the same time, then the final phase will begin, which I will explain here in a moment. Alright, so I am about to finish up the melee hand here. And then I'm going to switch to mage and finish off the mage hand at around the same time. Once the mage hand is done, I will switch to ranged and fight the final phase of the boss, which is the head phase. Pretty much going to run the head back and forth like I was doing before. It's not perfect, still take damage, but the difference is you are also dodging crystals here, just like the in-between phase of the hands. And then you also have a special attack that is new that happens, which is the blue circles on the ground that will heal the boss if you do not step on them. So if you're low on resources, make sure you step on those. You can get extra points by letting the boss heal up to 3 times. After that, you're not getting extra points and you might as well kill the boss. But if you're low on resources, I highly recommend just killing the boss because it's not worth risking your points. But yeah, this isn't too bad. Gets a little chaotic at first, especially you getting hit with specials while running and dodging crystals while shooting. Yeah, it's a lot, but once you get used to it, some repetition, it's really not bad. It's honestly, yeah, I mean, the whole fight in general isn't too bad once you know how it works, which, for the millionth time, I highly recommend watching Sync's solo guide for Chambers of Xeric. It is so good. It's what I used to learn this originally, so definitely check that out. I will probably link that in the description, actually, so just look down there for it. But yeah,
good luck me.
Good luck me. As
Purple, twisted bow right now. I'm calling the twisted bow. It's a T-bow. It's a T-bow. It's not a T-bow. That's not a T-bow. There we go. I mean, like, shit, it is what it is. 323k. But I got a master combat task. That was the 40k point one, I think. Solid.